sucky. It stopped my video, which means I'm gonna have to fuse it or restart all over. Okay, let's just do the intro again. Hello to all my beautiful, lovely ladies out there in the digital space and beyond. This is your girl, Coach Mandy Fernandez, lifestyle design expert, mindset, and business coach. I kind of got stumped there for a little bit, so I was trying to think of something else. Anyways, so for those of you that don't know me, well, pretty much what I just introduced myself as, I help you up-level your life, create and design a lifestyle that you built with intent and purpose, and also find a purpose-driven business that will support that lifestyle. I help you basically get through all the mind junk that piles on and kind of comes to you as you are starting and building your business. So, and I help you like basically rearrange some thought processes, subconscious beliefs and things like that that you have so that you can be successful, because 90% of the time that's what it is a mental battle, and a mental game to get through this, and most of the time it's just I call it the proverbial gun, right, where it's like you feel like somebody's holding a gun to your head most of the time as you're making decisions and moving forward and doing, and you have these different like situations in front of you. And so give me a second. And really the whole time, if you kind of just back up and back out of it, you'll notice it's just you. It's just you holding that gun, like, and it's like when you notice that and you realize and you come into awareness of it, you're just like, what the fuck have I been doing this whole time? You know, like, why am I stopping my own success? So, that's what I help you do. So today's topic, it's going to be a quick video, although that kind of took 2-minute intro. That's cool. Today's video is about, it's called, what is a spiritual life and business coach, right? What is a spiritual life and business coach? And believe it or not, for those of you that already know, I'm going to go ahead and explain it anyways, because I am speaking to the ones that do not know. I am going to be putting out videos and content to people that maybe like they need a spiritual life and business coach, but they don't exactly well know what that is. So when I speak about spirituality, excuse me, I am kind of neither here nor there. I am not talking specifically about religion, but at the same time, I am not disregarding if you're in a religion. Whatever you are connected to as your higher power, as your creator, as the source that brought you into this world and this life, that's fine. That's not what I'm talking. I'm just talking about your connection to that source, though, or to, you know, your God, or to whoever. That's what I'm talking about. And in regards to a spiritual life and business coach, well, I'm pretty sure you get the gist of the life part, right? So we want to lead our life and walk through life with intention and purpose. A lot of the times when people start businesses, they don't start with the spiritual foundation in their businesses. They start with the mind space, right? They start with, oh, I got to know the strategies. I have to know steps 1, 2, and 3, A, B, C, D, you know, all that stuff. And really, if you don't have a foundation, right, build your business, right, from a foundation of a spiritual aspect, at least for the people that I work with, then I feel like sooner or later it will eventually crumble or even destroy your life. And I know that seems kind of like, whoa, like that's a little bit much, right? It may be, but it can get that bad. Because if you think about it, right, and there's really, it's hard to use these stories, but it's also true, because a lot of us know that when you take your own life, there is something that is deeply disconnected within you, for you to feel like there are no other options, that there's nothing else worth living for, that there's no more beauty or love, or reasons why you should still want to live your life, right? And so if you think about it, there's a lot of very wealthy, very famous, well-known individuals that, I mean, well-known, like Robin Williams, Kate Spade, you know, a few other people. But those are the two I always resonate with the most, and I always use as examples, that they had what seemed, right, to be everything. They had a brand, they had, you know, like their name, they had this persona, they had like I said, the fame, the millions of dollars, pretty much everything at their fingertips that they could want, right? But somehow within them, they no longer found a reason to be here. There was something that was disconnected. And when I feel like, because I've been here, I've been in this situation where I feel like there's been days where I'm like, when you think it's just you, when you think it's just you and there's nothing outside of you, right? That is a very, very lonely place to be, right? When you think that you absolutely have to carry all the weight, that you are 100% responsible, like ultimately, for every single little detail, that can be a very heavy, heavy burden. A very heavy burden because, I don't even want to go into all that, but that will be left for another video or for questions if you have it, or for a coaching session, right? But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, if you don't have that foundation where you have intention, where you have reason, where you have purpose, where you have something outside of you that you can connect to, it can be a very lonely path and a very difficult struggle for you to be successful in your business, and even in your lifestyle design, right? So that's basically what a spiritual life and business coach is. Okay, give me 1 second because I just don't want any. Okay, perfect. So basically, it's somebody that comes from a spiritual perspective or comes from a spiritual foundation that believes in something greater than just us, right? That believes in a higher connection, creator, source, energy, powers that be, being, however you want to put it, right? And and so that's what I am. That's who I am. That is what I believe in. I believe that in being connected to I guess I say now a source. It's so funny because I was like, I always say this, that I was like grandfathered into like the Catholic faith, and then or Catholic religion, and then I transitioned and um, independently chose like to actually move away from that and go into Christianity. And then I moved away from Christianity actually at the beginning of 2018. And so now I'm just like, I don't want to be associated with any kind of labeling or any of that. So I guess I could, look into it and say exactly what I am or whatever. But I do believe in a higher power. I do believe in being connected to something. I've always believed in that. I've always felt that. And so that's where I come from. I come from that foundation, and I come from those beliefs, and I come from that perspective, and that's how I would be guiding you in any of the life coaching or any of the business coaching that I provide to you. And guide and direct you with, and any of the strategies or things that I teach you, it will always be in some form or another connected to that. Why? Because I feel like there is some form of faith and intuition that you need to have involved in that you need to reach out to and be able to ask for help at times when it seems like you are absolutely and utterly alone in this world filled with billions and billions of people. So hopefully that made sense. That was my perspective, my interpretation, my belief, my way of explaining what a spiritual life and business coach is, at least this spiritual life and business coach. So I hope that was valuable for you, and it was helpful, and it was insightful. And if you feel like that's you, right? If you feel like, well, that's me, I'm that kind of person, or you feel like that maybe, well, I've never really thought about, that being me, but that feels about right, reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to me. Currently, I am available via DM, so you can go ahead and leave me a message if you feel a little bit like you need to be a little bit more private, and you don't want to leave a comment or a message below this video, then go ahead and send me a direct message. That's fine too. And we can go ahead and get you maybe a complimentary consultation, or I could send you in the direction of a couple of free resources that I have available that I put out, and and it'll help you, and it'll give you even more insight and kind of lead you down your path to your own purpose-driven business, right? To your own intentional and purpose-filled life. Because who wants to get to the end of their life and feel like, oh my God, what was it all for? What was it all about? Like, I don't understand it. Like, why did I let like life just kind of pushed me around? Why did I let, just leave it all up to God? And I have some insights about that. I have some beliefs about that too, in regards to, certain sayings when people say, well, if God wanted me to, then it would just poof be, in my lap. And that is so, so far from the truth. There is a lot of times, and I'm going to go off on a little mini tangent because this video is already 10 minutes, but that's okay. There are a lot of times when I feel like, first of all, we co create, okay? It's never just everything is all in the hands of God. I feel like God wouldn't have given us free will if that's all God wanted to use for as little robots and to really fuck with us, really. And I know that's so weird to say, like, in the same sentence with God. And so for my Christians, I apologize. I do respect you and I love you. And no offense, that's just how I talk. But I have no offense or like animosity behind that word. Just, like Tony Robbins says, it's really used for like enhancement of the effect, right? So I feel like it would make no sense to put us on this earth with free will to just kind of mess with us and be like, I want to see how much I can torture you to do everything I say, but you have to do it at your own will. Like, it just, no. So I feel like this life is meant to be in co-creation mode, meaning you don't 100% have all control, and God doesn't have 100% all control. I feel like God gave us the power and the magic and the tools that we need to really basically have fun with life, to really design and create a beautiful life for ourselves. And then He is there to basically love us, support us, back us up, to guide us, right? Because I do believe we all have a purpose too, right? I believe we all have a purpose that we're here for, and we feel it, and it's something that just right? We come alive when we tap into that, when we find it, and when we get closer and closer to that. Because here's one thing, it'll never just be like a means to an end. It will never be like, oh, I found my purpose and that's it. Your purpose will always be slowly moving and evolving and transforming and expanding, and you as a being, as a human being, as this beautiful, magnificent, just complex being, will need to be brave enough, courageous enough, strong enough, open enough to move with it, right? You'll need to be fluid enough to move with it. So anyways, that is the end of that. I hope you all enjoyed that. Go ahead and leave a comment below, like this video, share with somebody if you feel that they can get value from this. If you feel like, hey, I know a girl, I know a soul sister, I call them soul sisters, that she's been talking about business, or I see an entrepreneur spirit in her, share this with her. Yeah, and I'll leave it at that. So as usual, be kind to yourself as well as to others. Try something new today, see where it takes you, and as usual, be a free spirit, have a brave heart. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.